Can you dig it, sucker?
Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. Join the six-time World Heavyweight Champion, two-time WWE Hall of Famer, and WWE NXT announcer, Booker T. Booker T. Alongside his right-hand man, the BOAT, Brad Gilmore, as they discuss everything from inside the ring to the backstage and beyond. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Estoy en mi pick. Estoy en mi pick. Soy un rey, campeón. Busca el team. Estoy en mi pick.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame countdown to SummerSlam. Oh yeah, here on ESPN Radio, ESPN app, and Sirius XM Channel 80. Got a very, very special guest who's very, very familiar with the biggest party of the summer. His name is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Shawn, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Buck. As you know, there's no more kid left in this heartbreak. So we're both 61 now, Buck.
Hey man, we still looking good. We're still feeling good. That's the only thing that matters, man. As well as passing it on to the next generation, man. You're in Minnesota. You're in Minnesota right now for the biggest party of the summer, and you've had a lot of SummerSlam escapades. Let's just put it like that. Yeah, me personally, I want to go all the way back to 1992 versus Rick Martel. Rick Martel was one of my favorite wrestlers, man. I got a chance to wrestle him when he came over to WCW, and it was a great, great time. What was your time like working with the great Rick Martel?
Yeah, so that was one. Coming from AWA all those years ago. I mean, and it was so cool that at one time he was obviously the AWA champion, I believe. But I don't know. So I felt like he was a wealth of knowledge, and that was very, very early in my singles career. You know what I mean? And so I was excited about the match, and it was one of those things where, and I can't remember, Book, you tell me, but I think that was the one where I think there was no hitting in the face or something like that. I think that might have been the one
right.
with Sherry. Yeah. So, because it was built around, kind of him being the model and me being the Heartbreak Kid. And it's one of those ones, Book, where you feel like you wish you could have that one over, because I didn't even know who I was at that point yet. You know what I mean? I didn't know the HBK character to the depth that I would once find him. I was still on that journey, so to speak. And so, but Rick was he was such a good dude, so patient, so understanding, and helped me a lot. And that was one, again, challenging for a big event. It's heel on heel, you know what I mean? And you got two guys that people are not supposed to like, and they didn't. So challenging from that aspect. And I have to be honest, it's so early. I was still trying to find out who I was. So I can't really say that's one that I felt like I shined that well. But the one thing that is the positive of it is being out there with a guy that had so much knowledge, so much patience, and just understanding of trying to teach me what it was like, to be out there on big events, because again, this was all still very new to me at that time. And I'll put it in the perspective of, it almost reminded me of like being in Mid-South when I first started, and being out there with those guys that knew so much more to me, so much more than I did, and how much I benefited from that. And so that's the thing. I don't know that that's a match that's a huge, memory for a lot of people, but in the building process of Shawn Michaels and the Heartbreak Kid character, it was a huge foundational tool that I desperately needed at that time.
Well, Shawn, Brad Gilmore here to jump in for the next year. You went against Mr. Perfect, another AWA guy. Kurt Hennig, one of the best of all time. Do you feel like the next year you felt better and more as the Heartbreak Kid for the next SummerSlam?
Once again, a little bit. I got to be honest. I mean, it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't until me. I feel like maybe after being in there with Davey for the Intercontinental Championship that I was getting a better handle on it. And even then, I don't know. Again, I guess I look back on it because I think it was, looking back, it's all a huge positive, but they just didn't really know what it was. And I didn't know what it was I wanted to be. They first came up with this, as I've told everybody, came up with this concept of, we would like to call you the idol. And that was it. And I just knew that I didn't want this name. I mean, I wanted to be Shawn Michaels, and I wanted to try to find out who I was going to be. Hennig was the guy that gave me, the name. He said it once on a, when he was, doing broadcasts with Vince. And even then I wasn't sure, so I guess that's the thing. And Kurt was, a bumper too. It's weird. Kurt and I always tell everybody, you'd think that would always be a fantastic match, but when we were both kind of bad guys, so to speak, once again, we both sold for each other. But you know what I mean? It was two guys that are built to make other people look good. I had great matches with Kurt when I was one of the Rockers, in a singles match. It went fantastic. It was very distinct, babyface versus heel. But those first couple ones, in my singles career, they were tough. Going into WrestleMania 9, I felt like I was getting a little bit of a handle on it with Tatanka, but there was still a lot of stuff missing and a lot of stuff I had to still put together. But I wouldn't change that experience and that process for anything in the world.
1995, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, ladder match. You had to have been hitting your stride by that point.
Sure, yeah. Well, yeah, and that's another one, but you're out there with your buddy, I mean, Scott and I at that point, booked, my goodness, he and I had worked every night with each other. Man, it felt like 2 years straight. I mean, it was every night, we're riding together. We knew each other like the back of our hands. And yes, and by that time, now you're comfortable. The only tough thing about that match was, one, you're following the WrestleMania match.
Right.
And strangely enough, in that one, we were kind of given this, again, one of those edicts that you get for whatever reason. They didn't want us using the ladder as an offensive weapon. We had it, we got, they didn't want us outright hitting each other. So it had to be more happenstance. I mean, you're turning and you hit the guy with the ladder. And so, there was a challenge to that one, not just following the first one. You have to make it different, but then you also can't kind of go hog wild. So you can't really step up the violence aspect of it, because they wanted to, kind of taper that back a little bit. So that was the challenge for us in that one, to be perfectly honest.
I guess, Shawn, when you think of SummerSlam and you hear those words, we've gone through some of your early matches, but what's the one that pops out to you? Is it the one with Razor? Is it the one with Hogan? Your comeback with Hunter? What is the one that pops out to you?
Yeah, look, I will say the one that's probably, nearest and dearest to my heart probably is the return with Hunter in 2002. Just because, it's coming back from a time you didn't think was ever going to happen. And then to do it, you're out there with your buddy. So when you talk about all the real life personal emotions that are in that one, that made it truly special. And by that time, you're coming back from something that nobody thought you'd come back from. You clearly know who you are. You know what I mean? So, one of those things where everything comes together in a real perfect storm standpoint. That would probably be the one. But I'm very proud of the ladder match, because again, what Scott and I did, because I thought we did follow it. I mean, I thought it was different than the first one because it had to be, but I still thought it was unique. And when it comes to SummerSlam in general, you think about, that time back then, that's when mostly we were just doing the big five, man. And so you knew that, every one of them was kind of special in their own right. We weren't having them every couple of weeks. And SummerSlam was obviously the number two, really close behind that WrestleMania. So those were the two that you really wanted to make sure you were a part of because they were very big kind of points in the WWE brand in general.
I know you got to get out of here now. I know you're busy, taking care of business down in Minnesota. But my last SummerSlam question before I get you out of here versus you and Hogan. That I always tell my students, your losses have to be better than your wins. And it seems like in that match, you were so over the top. I don't know if you just went into that match and said, I'm just going to have some fun tonight, get this guy over, and let me get the hell up out of here. What was the origin of Shawn Michaels versus Hogan?
Yeah, well, look, that one again, and it doesn't matter what I say at this point, the narrative is out there. You know what I mean? There was absolutely no intent. It was me. That's the way I sold earlier on in my career. Again, you watch a match that Hennig had with him, and it's damn near the exact same match. We bumped all over the place. There were only a couple that I look at that I go like, okay, that was a little too much. But it really was me just trying to just, fly and flip around like I did when I was a heel. And then somebody attaches the narrative to it that I was upset and overselling on purpose. Anybody will tell you that that's the way I sold as a heel all the time. But I'll be honest. When we had it in that moment, nobody thought anything of it. I mean, people thought they enjoyed the. I don't know. I was going out there. You hear it book when we say it. Every Tuesday, come out there and take an entertaining ass kicking. You know what I mean? And that's honestly all I was trying to do. And then it's built up into this thing that's so much more than it ever actually was. But there's nothing you can do about that. Once again, it's like those stories that are out there that live a life of their own, and you go like, okay, if that's I don't know what to tell you. If that's the story you guys are going with, I'm not going to fight it. But that wasn't the intention. I took entertaining ass kickings as a heel all the time, and I enjoyed the hell out of myself doing that thing. To be perfectly honest, it was great flip flopping and flying all over the place.
I thought it was great, actually, man. There it is, man. There it is. That's Shawn Michaels SummerSlam stories, y'all. Here inside the Hall of Fame countdown to the SummerSlam. I want to thank you for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, giving us a little bit of time, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you
Shawn.
got it, bud. Thank you, man. See you Tuesday.
You got it. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame.
What's up, guys? It's the boat, Brad Gilmore. You know what I'm about to talk about, because you know what? Confidence matters in every part of life. Whether it's stepping behind a microphone, walking into a big interview, or just feeling like the best version of yourself, confidence can make all the difference. And that's exactly why Blue Chew Gold is a sponsor of this show, and that's what Blue Chew Gold is all about. Blue Chew Gold is designed to help support the complete experience. It combines 4 ingredients into one label. 2 ingredients help physically, while 2 support arousal and desire in the brain. Oh, yeah. It's about feeling more confident. Yeah. More in the moment. Yeah. And more like yourself when it counts. Oh, yeah. The Macho Man Randy Savage is thinking that too. Yeah. So if you're looking to turn up the confidence and enjoy the moment a little more, Blue Chew Gold is worth checking out. There's a reason Blue Chew is the #1 brand for better sex. Experience it yourself at BlueChew.com. But we've got a special deal for our listeners. Right now, when you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the 3rd month free with promo code Booker. That's promo code Booker, Booker. You will also receive an additional 10% off and free overnight shipping on your first order, because you need it as quick as you can, brother. As quick as you can. Yeah. Visit BlueChew.com for details and important safety information. We want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast, and also for sponsoring all the action that goes down in the bedroom. Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you something, Brad. What's one money lesson you wish you learned way earlier in life?
Oh man, BT, I wish I learned about budgeting, no questions. Just understanding where your money goes before it disappears. And now, if you've got kids or teenagers, you're trying to pass those lessons down while juggling everything else.
Exactly. Parenting already comes with a million moving parts. The last thing you want is money stress adding to that chaos.
And that's where Cash App comes in, especially for parents with teens.
For all the parents out there with teenagers, we know you're already trying to keep a million different things under control. Cash App is here to help you make sure your teens' money and their spending isn't adding to that craziness.
Cash App is designed to meet teens aged 13 to 17 where they are with intuitive educational tools. Available through sponsorship by an eligible parent or guardian, teens can gain access to a personalized Cash App card that comes in different colors and patterns to fit their style, and the ability to instantly access money from their family and friends. Cash App makes managing money feel easier and honestly just cooler than the other options out there.
The platform also has tools that can help develop real-world financial habits in a space that's safe and easy to navigate, all with your oversight and approval.
If your teen is getting their first job, Cash App can give them access to their paychecks up to 2 weeks early and can help them achieve personalized saving goals that they can set themselves all within the app. With Cash App, these tools become something they'll actually want to use because they were designed with them in mind.
Finally, no one wants unnecessary surprises. With Cash App, there are no monthly fees, no minimum balance required, and no hidden charges when sending or receiving money.
With the Cash App card, you and your teen's balances receive 24/7 fraud monitoring. If there's ever something that feels off, you have the ability to lock their card right from your phone in just one tap.
Skip the stress and give your teen a way to learn financial responsibility with no hidden fees. Download Cash App and get started today.
For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code FAMILY10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply.
Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking service provided by Cash App's banking partners.
Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC.
Direct deposit promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand.
Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosure. Well, joining us right now to talk about Survivor Series War Games, which will be going on Thanksgiving weekend on the 28th of November here in Houston, Texas at Daikin Park. It's the return of the War Games to Houston, and we're so excited to be joined by a member of the Vision now, Maxxine Dupri. Maxxine.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Well, look, I'm good. But, last time we talked, you were coming off an IC title win. Things were trending toward WrestleMania. We were seeing what was going to go on there. And now you found yourself aligned with the Vision. And, we had seen you and Austin Theory talking backstage for months, and it kind of led to this point. But how do you feel about being a member of the Vision?
I know. Isn't life so much better now since the last time we talked?
It is.
Everything is right in the world. I am a part of the greatest faction. I am dating the hottest, most talented, most jacked, tenacious superstar in all of the WWE, Austin Theory. And I really have no notes. The vision is clear. Like, everything's perfect.
Well, the vision is clear. It's 2020 vision where we have no need for corrective lenses of any kind. No. The vision is clear. Now, but tell me, like, when you kind of made this known to the world, you and Austin Theory, and you helped them win the tag titles, him and Braun. What was going through your mind? Like, how did this happen? How did we get here?
I mean, so much went into it. We saw me and Austin connecting over time. And that day was just the greatest day ever, wasn't it? It was amazing. And Dawkins had it coming, like, sorry, not sorry. But it's what had to be done. Like now the boys are the world tag team champions again. What more could you need? I did what was right and I supported my man. He did what was right and supported me. It's perfect.
Well, I think a lot of people would be curious to know, did Austin, did he slide? Was it a slide into the DM situation? Was it he approached you backstage? Like what, how did he make this happen?
You want all the tea
I need the tea.
of our beginning days. I mean, I think it's clear that we've always had chemistry and that we were destined for greatness together. Um, I can't spill all the beans. Like a
Okay.
girl can kiss and tell all the time. I already kissed for you once. Like, what more do you want from me?
You know what? That's right. My mistake for even asking. You know what?
Yeah,
My mistake for asking.
so much went down. I can promise you that.
I'm sure that it did.
A girl doesn't just, slide in and change her life for a man for no good reason.
Right, right. Obviously, there's a lot that he brings to the table. Austin Theory brings a lot to the table. Very
Clearly.
handsome cat. The biceps are insane. They're
You get
they're
it.
they're the biggest. I understand.
I mean, relax. He's mine. He's not available.
Well, don't worry. You don't have any issue from my
Thank
side,
you.
but I can appreciate what Austin Theory, I'm sure, brings to the table. And I'm sure, again, Braun's been in war games before. The Vision has participated
Yeah.
in war games before. As we march towards this here in Houston, what is Maxine's long-term plan with the Vision? Are we looking at the IC title again? Are we looking at the World's Championship? I mean, do you have
Yeah.
a particular vision for yourself?
No pun intended, I do. I want to be a two-time women's intercontinental champion. I think that my reign was cut short, and what I did with that time was incredible. And I think that if I have the opportunity to win that baby back in the position that I'm in, with the team that I'm in, with the man that I have, I would be quite literally unstoppable. And I think that has to happen. The world title, of course. Of course. It would look so good on me, wouldn't it? But I think first I want my IC title back.
And I think that you can get it. I mean, you
Me
have
too.
everyone around you who is supporting you now. You have a crew. You had a crew before,
Not really.
but not really, right? We didn't
I
like the
had
crew
a
before.
damaged crew.
Yeah, a
That
little
was
bit.
very, very unhelpful.
What is Tozawa? Why is he still hanging around here? What's going on?
Like, what is he doing? Like, your little friend is on bed rest. Why don't you run along and feed him some grapes? Like, we don't need you here. We're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
he's
But I think
hanging
that
around too much.
he's hanging around too much. And I think sadly for him, like, he's gonna have to learn the lesson the hard way.
Well, you know what? I mean, there's some indications on Monday Night Raw that it's trending that way. But as we march to Houston again, tickets are available. Ticketmaster. The
Yes.
promo code is Hugh First. That's HOU First to get the pre-sale code out there to everybody. But like to me, WWE does spectacle better than anyone. Everyone knows this. I mean, if you just saw what happened at SummerSlam over the weekend, the spectacle was amazing. Kind of paint the picture for some of these premium live events that you've participated in. That it hasn't. Obviously, Monday Night Raw has a feel, SmackDown has a feel, NXT has a feel, but those PLEs, they just really do. They're sensory overload.
They are. And I think the only thing that SummerSlam was missing, being that it's the hottest party of the summer, was the hottest couple on the roster. However, I will do my best to make sure that anyone attending Survivor Series does not have to miss out on Maxine Dupri and Austin Theory and the Vision. The thing is that when you attend these premium live events, it is exactly that. It is premium. You never know what's going to happen, who's going to walk out, who's going to attack someone, who might turn on someone, who might be taking notes from the greatest, Maxine Dupri. So I think the best part about this is that you cannot predict what's going to go down, but I can promise you one thing, you will be in complete bliss. You will be jumping out of your seat. You will be feeling every emotion. You'll be scared. You'll be happy. You might be sad. You're going to feel it all. And that's the greatest part about WWE is you don't know what you're going to get, but you're going to get a taste of everything.
You're going to get a taste of everything. Survivor Series here in Houston, Daikin Park. Tickets available. Pre-sale code Hugh First. Yeah, you talk about the hottest couple in WWE, you and Austin Theory. I'm in agreement. You're going to
Agree.
get you're going to get no pushback from me. But there are
Thank you.
people out there who might say that, Liv and Dom have established themselves in that particular realm. Is there any beef between the two of y'all, or are we getting along? Are we double dating? Is that in the future?
I mean, I don't know about double dating. That's a little crazy. I'll just say this. Just because someone has been doing something longer doesn't mean that they're doing it better. Okay. Me and Austin are untouchable.
Clock it. I'm with
Clock
you. I like it. I like it. But I think also too, when you get a chance to be in a group, especially a group like Division, who is really the stars of tomorrow, today, right? I mean, yourself, Austin, Logan, I know is nursing, an injury, but Logan Paul, of course.
Yep.
You talk about Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. Braun had that stare off. Oh, let me ask you that. Braun
Yeah.
had the stare off with Obafemi when y'all were heading down the ring Monday Night Raw, to go to your match. That Braun seemed to be so focused. Instead of focused on Joe Hendry, he seemed to be focused on Oba. I saw Austin trying to get his attention, you trying to call his attention back to Joe, but what was all that moment about? What can you tell me?
I mean, no offense to Joe, but focused or not, Braun still broke him in half. So let's not
True.
play a badass Braun breaker for
True.
starters. The thing is that I'm not worried about Braun at all. Braun has always held his own. He will hold his own against Oba if he needs to, and he'll be just fine. He always is. And I think that Oba's on his high horse right now, and that's fine. Coming off of SummerSlam, I can understand why he would be. But he hasn't faced Braun Breaker, and he hasn't dealt with the Vision. So when he does, and when he feels the wrath of us, it's going to be a different conversation.
Well, Oba obviously at SummerSlam was in that Hell in a Cell with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar announced his retirement officially yesterday. I would have loved to seen Braun and Brock, or even Austin and Brock, in this iteration of their careers. That's not going to happen now. But what say you about Brock Lesnar? I think he's one of the greats of all time.
Absolutely. And I think that he's paved the way for some of these really strong, dominant, just next level men and women that come through WWE. And to get to witness that is unbelievable. But that doesn't change what Braun Breaker will do to Obafemi.
So you're saying it would be a wrap for Oba once they lock horns?
Absolutely.
Just a spear,
You
and
don't
then we
agree?
forget about Oba. I mean, no. I think that
Do you
Braun
want
can bring
do
it.
you want to take a spear?
I don't want to take a spear from Braun Breaker. I don't want to take nothing. I
I'm
don't
not
want
saying
any
it's
smoke,
gonna be-
Maxxine.
I'm not saying it's going to be as easy as this past Monday was with Joe Hendry. I mean, that was just like a good time to watch. But I'm not worried.
Look, I want to make it clear, Maxine. I'm Team Vision all the
Thank
way,
you.
all
I
the
knew
way
you
turned
were.
up. Look,
I knew I
look.
had a good feeling about this interview.
If there is ever like an auxiliary, like a Houston wing of the Vision where I can just represent from the
Okay.
city for you, like just let me know. I'm all game. I'm all in on the Vision.
Love this.
And that's why I'm so excited to see y'all and bring
Thank you.
the heat that you will bring to
We will.
Houston in November. What can the people expect? That's what we always ask, but what can the people expect if they've never been to a WWE show and they see that you're on the poster with Austin Theory, with the rest of the Vision? Obviously, they're going to be intrigued. They're going to be saying, "What is this?" So why come to Dyken Park on the 28th of November?
Because when you need violence, when you just like need to feel a little something and you need to watch someone just get absolutely demolished, but you also want to look at something stunning at the same time, it's a wrap. That's us. And you're going to get it all. You're going to get all of it. It's going to be violent. It's just what it is. But it's also going to be the most entertaining night of your life.
And people are going to get to see it in person here in Houston, November the 28th. Ticketmaster presale code is HOU First, HOU First. That is the incomparable, the often imitated but never duplicated, the reflection of perfection herself, Maxxine Dupri. Maxine, thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate
You,
it.
Brad. This was great. I'll let Austin know that you're cleared. We like you.
I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good. Maxxine Dupri, the now member of the Vision, has joined us, and I appreciate you, Maxine.
That's the Vision Queen, Maxxine Dupri, to you peasants.
The Vision Queen herself. Maxine, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this episode of the Hall of Fame podcast is brought to you by Mudwater. Now, I'm somebody who loves the ritual of that morning brew. Yeah, I like the taste. I like having something warm in the morning. Hey, yo. And honestly, I like that little moment before the day gets going. Don't we all, brother? But sometimes a full cup of coffee can hit just a little too hard. You get the energy, but you also get the jitters, the crash, that feeling like your brain is moving faster than the rest of you. That's why I've been into Mudwater. It gives you that same morning ritual, but way less caffeine than coffee. It's made with mushrooms and adaptogens and is designed to give you more of a steady energy without that anxious spike. We all have that spike, especially in the mornings. The original blend is really good too. It's got cacao, chai, turmeric, functional mushrooms, so it's kind of like a spicy hot chocolate meets chai. Feels like something you can actually look forward to in the morning. And the best way to try it is with their starter kit. You get a full-size tin of your chosen blend, plus a free rechargeable frother. Free gifts and free shipping. They've got different flavors too. OG coffee, matcha, turmeric. So whatever your morning drink style is, there's something for you. Are you ready to make the switch to cleaner energy? Just go to mudwater.com/Booker. That is mudwtr.com/Booker and grab the starter kit. Use code Booker and you'll get up to 43% off. Again, that's 43% off up to with the code Booker, Booker, at mudwtr.com. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you found them. Please tell them that the Hall of Fame sent you. Now also, this episode's also brought to you by GLD. Because I got to say, I'm really excited about this one because GLD makes pieces that instantly upgrade your look without trying too hard. Whether it's a chain, a bracelet, a watch, or pendant. It's one of those things where you can really feel the quality right away. And with Father's Day coming up, there's actually a great idea, guys. Dads, we're usually tough. I don't have any kids. I have a cat. I guess that counts. Dads are usually tough to shop for. They find one watch, one pair of sunglasses, one look they like, and they stick with it forever. So getting the dad in your life something from GLD is a way to give him something he'll actually use and wear. And while you're there, you might as well get some for yourself. GLD has chains, pendants, bracelets, watches, pieces for every kind of style. So if you like to keep it simple or you have some kind of everyday piece that you want, if you want something that stands out a little bit more, they got that too. If you're a sports fan, GLD has official collabs with the NFL, the NBA, the WNBA, the MLB, the NCAA, NHL, MLS, and even DC Comics. So you can rep your favorite sports team or something you love in a way that actually feels personal. The quality's legit. We're talking real gold, hand-set stones, waterproof, sweatproof, and the craftsmanship, baby. You can feel it the second you put it on. The weight, the clasp, the detail, it all feels premium. And every piece is guaranteed for life. GLD has over 2 million customers and 50,000 5-star reviews. You've seen their pieces worn like people like Justin Bieber, Malik Neighbors, Micah Parsons, ASAP Rocky. What up, ASAP? And a lot more. So this is the perfect time to check them out because for a limited time, the new customers are getting an insane deal. Use code Booker, Booker, to get 40% off GLD.com. That's 40% off with the code Booker at GLD.com. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Tell them that the Hall of Fame sent you. Oh, yeah.
All right. In 3, 2. Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here from the Hall of Fame. Let me tell you what my schedule can look like sometimes. I'm up early preparing for my television shows, talking about interviews throughout the day, handling meetings, deadlines, and then hosting a radio show in the evening with Booker T. By the time I finally get home, I'm exhausted, man. But somehow, the second my head hits the pillow, my brain wants to go over everything I did that day and everything I still got to do tomorrow. So that's when I wake up tired, and I'm more irritable than usual. My motivation isn't where it should be, and even when I make it to the gym, my recovery still feels different. Maybe you're like this too, and you start wondering why everything used to feel so easy. Now it suddenly takes so much more effort. A lot of men experience these same issues without realizing that may all be connected to stress and elevated cortisol levels. Then I found Mars Men. That's what got my attention about this product because Mars Men is designed to support healthy testosterone production while helping the body manage cortisol levels. That complete approach is why I'm so interested in Mars Men. Most products focus only on one side. It's either energy, it's testosterone support, or it's stress. Mars Men combines natural ingredients designed to help support a healthy testosterone level, healthy energy, stamina while keeping your body better to manage the everyday stress that can leave you feeling physically and mentally drained. There are no weird stimulants. There's no synthetic hormones. It's made in the USA, and every batch is third-party tested. What I also like about it is it isn't designed to feel like another temporary caffeine rush. Some men report consistent natural energy, greater mood stability, improved sleep quality, and better gym performance and recovery. Mars Men also offers 90-day money-back guarantee. According to Marsmen, more than 91% of users report those higher energy levels, and you can read through their reviews on their website and see what men are saying about this product. So, for a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. That's mengotomars.com. 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 For 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please let them know that the Hall of Fame sent you. And can you dig that, sucker? Hey guys, support for today's show comes from Square, the business platform that helps sellers become neighborhood favorites. Whether you're gearing up for a busy season or just trying to keep up with everyday demand, Square keeps your business running smoothly, from payments and point of sale to online orders, inventory, staffing, and more, all in one place so you can focus on your customers and not on your to-do list. You know we're always moving around over here, podcasting, live events, wrestling, appearances, flying all over state to state. And one thing I've always noticed is how many local businesses I love already use Square. Whether it's a coffee shop, a sneaker spot, a barber shop, or even events and conventions, everything just moves smooth with Square. The checkout is quick. Receipts hit your phone instantly, and the staff can actually focus on the customers instead of fighting with the register. That's what stands out to me, and it feels seamless because we already use this at Reality of Wrestling, and Square really works for your business at every level too. Whether you're just getting started or already growing, they bring payments, inventory, and online sales and operations together in one system without making things complicated. Square helps you run your business more smoothly, bringing payments, operations, and insights together all in one place. So whether you're ready for whatever is next, that's what you got to get. You got to get Square. Right now, listeners can get up to $200 off Square hardware when you sign up at square.com/go/booker. That's SQUARE.com/go/booker. Get started with Square and build a setup that works the way you do. And also, we got to shout out our guys at GLD for a second because these guys have really impressed me. You know, a lot of times when you get jewelry online, you don't know what you're going to get, right? Sometimes it looks good in pictures on the model, but then you get it in person. It's lightweight, it feels cheap, and it doesn't hit the way that you hoped. But with GLD, that's a different story, brother. Yeah. First off, this chain right here that I'm wearing right now, the quality is crazy. It's crazy. I feel like Iceman. I feel like Drizzy Drake. You can feel the weight, the craftsmanship, the detail in the stones, the clasps. Everything about it feels premium, and I love that they make the pieces look incredible without those ridiculous luxury markups. What I rock with heavy is that they've got something for everybody. We're talking chains, pendants, rings, watches. Whether you want something clean and subtle or something that really pops with your fit, they've got you covered. And if you're into sports, they've got official collabs with the NFL, NBA, MLB, NCAA, and more, so you can really rep your squad the right way. The other thing I like, the pieces are built to last. We're talking waterproof, sweatproof, lifetime guarantee. That's not something you just wear 2 times and throw it in a drawer, man. You can actually wear it every single day. And I'm telling you, when you throw on a fresh chain, it changes the whole energy. The fit looks better. You feel more confident. The ladies, they notice it. So you can do this. Let's do it together. It just adds something a little bit extra. Work hard and change the game for a limited time. Only new customers are getting an insane deal. Use code Booker to get 40% off at GLD.com. That's 40% off with the code BOOKER at GLD.com. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please let them know the Hall of Fame sent you. So now, let's start the show. All right, guys, Brad Gilmore here, and we're going to talk to you about Earn In. You know, one thing I've never understood is why you have to wait for the work that you've already done. Why you got to wait to get paid? Think about it. We live in a world where you can stream a movie instantly. You can order dinner from your phone. You can talk to somebody on the other side of the world. But when it comes to getting your paycheck now, we're still waiting on a date on the calendar. That's why I want to tell you about Earn In. Earn In is a financial technology company. It's not a bank, but it gives you access to money you've already earned instead of making you wait until payday. You can access up to $150 a day with a maximum of $1,000 between paychecks. And
I think the key thing here is this is not a loan. I repeat, this is not a loan. It's not borrowing money. It's not a payday advance. It's your money that you've already worked for. I know I've had moments in my life where a bill came due, something unexpected may have popped up, or there was an opportunity I wanted to jump on, and the timing of that paycheck, the way the checkings and the savings works, it was standing in the way. Not because I didn't have the money, just because the payday has not arrived yet. With Earn-In, you don't have to play that waiting game anymore. Tips are optional, and standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. If you need your money faster, expedited transfers are available for a fee starting at $3.99 and capped at $5.99. More than 5 million people have already downloaded Earn-In, and it's easy to see why. It's a smarter way to manage the money that you've already earned. So download Earn-In from the App Store or Google Play today. That's Earn-In spelled like earning money without the G. But we always keep a G at the Hall of Fame. So that's when you sign up. Type in Hall of Fame under podcast. It really helps the show. Again, Earn-In is a financial technology company. It is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers are available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and do not affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details. Well, joining me right now is one of the most dynamic WWE superstars of all time. He has brought so much to us. He's brought entertainment. He's brought laughs. He's brought the high-flying action. But most importantly, he's brought the truth. Because our truth is in the building right now. We are talking about Survivor Series, which will be right here in H-Town, Saturday, November the 28th at Daikin Park. And he's joining us right now to talk all about it. Truth, welcome to the show, man. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Damn, Brad, thank you, man. That was a hell of an opening, man. I might have to take you on the road with me.
Hey, man, I'll take the job if you got it. As long as you pay the incidentals and I get a per diem.
I got you, B. I got you. Hey, man, first off, I'm excited about this. You know what I'm saying? Survivor Series coming to Houston. Hey, if you use promo code HUFIRST, I want to get this out of the way. HOUFIRST. 10 a.m. the tickets go on pre-sale, man. You go ahead and get them now. You know what I'm saying? But you got to use that promo code. Now, what you expect to see that happening at Survivor Series, my dog?
Well, look, I'm always excited for Survivor Series. We're talking about War Games is going to be there. Obviously, this is such a crazy thing with people who've never seen War Games. The 2 rings, the 2 cages. That's one of my favorite things about the Survivor Series. But you know what? It's actually so funny you asked that, because when I think of Survivor Series, you're one of the first people that come up in my mind because of you and Miz versus Cena and Rock. I believe it was at Madison Square Garden 2012. Talk to me about that match, man. Main event, huge match.
Man, Brad, they have a wall that's with pictures of that moment. You know what I'm saying? And just like I got a song called Moments Made. Man, that moment made. I remember me and Miz looking at each other in the ring, sold out, man. Like Madison Square Garden, dog. It's like we looked and we was like, damn, we made it. I mean, you got icons over there. You got John Cena, my childhood hero. You got The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, man. Like, it's how bigger can you get? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it now, man. And it just it has to be one of those pinnacles on my list of things that I like. It made me proud to be a wrestler. It made me proud of that moment. It made me proud of every adversity I had to go through to get to where I was at, man. So it's I can go on for days about that moment, man. It's it won't ever go away from me. It's like I relive it every time you bring it up.
Oh, it was legendary. It was Rock's first match back in whatever 7, 8, 9 years, whatever it ended up being. It was his first match back. Wait, is there like some, because look, my guy Booker T, we've been kicking it down here in Houston for 12, 14 years now. And we were just talking the other day about how when he wrestled Rock, it was his first big match
in WWF back then, WWE for SummerSlam. It was his SummerSlam main event was with The Rock, and he was like, I was a little nervous because I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't want to be too rough on him. The psychology was a little off for me. Did you have a similar feeling? Like I don't want to do anything that's gonna mess up The Rock's return.
Man, bro, it's like all that is on you. We're not even talking about performing in front of the audience and the fans and executing every move and just perfecting it. Bro, we're in there with some heavy merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're in there with some people that's like, this heavy merchandise is making its appearance for the umpteenth year. Like it's like, oh my gosh. So it's all that goes into it, man. But I feel like it's like fire. Either it's gonna burn you up or it's gonna make you hot.
Right, right. And you know what? You took the Flames, man. You went right there with it. And it's one of the most memorable Survivor Series matches of all time. But when you talk about Houston, I mean, Houston's such a wrestling city going way back in the day to the Paul Bosch era. Again, we talked about what Book's doing here with Reality of Wrestling. It's such a wrestling town. Texas is a wrestling state. There's been so many great guys you've gotten to lock up with over the years who've been from the Lone Star State. You know, we talked about guys like Book, you know, I mean, Taker, Austin, Shawn Michaels. I mean, the list goes on
Mark
and on.
Henry.
Mark Henry, the world's strongest
Yeah,
man.
man.
What do you think it
Texas
is
brought
about
some
Texans, man? What do you think it is about Texans? Why are we so good at football and wrestling?
guess everything is bigger in Texas, dog. I guess y'all put the B in big, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't got no problem with Texas, dog. I love coming to Texas.
No, yeah, for sure, man. You know, we got good barbecue, good eating, good everything. Now, again, this event, Survivor Series, WWE's just really continued to raise the stakes, raise the bar. You saw what they did with SummerSlam, the two-night Obafemi, Brock Lesnar, huge main event. For even for you, for who've been through it all, man, you've seen so much in your career. When you see a guy like Obafemi, is it so obvious? Like, yeah, he is the next big thing. He's got it all.
Man, first off, congratulations, Oba. I love him as a superstar. I love him as a human being. I love him as a friend in the back. But Oba, man, he just has that aura around him. When you see him, you have to say, yeah, he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Brad, man, he's such a humble human being, but he has a button and he has a lever that you can push and tip, and you'll get the whole different side of him. And I think Brock found that out.
I think he did. You know, so much
Yeah.
so that he said, "I'm not doing this anymore." You know, Brock's
Nah,
walked
man.
away from it.
Hey, and big respect, man, to the Beast Incarnate, to Brock Lesnar, man. Um, he's given us so many different moments for us to remember, man, and live with for the rest of our lives.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I go back 2020 at the Royal Rumble that was in the same place that Survivor Series is going to be, Dyken Park. Again, that's Thanksgiving weekend on November the 28th right here in Houston. He entered the Royal Rumble as the champion, threw everybody out, you know, but still was able to make somebody in that match, make Drew McIntyre, give him his moment. And at SummerSlam, he gave Obafemi his moment. I think Brock's going to go down as one of the greatest of all time. If you look at what he did for this second run after the UFC, he's got to be one of the greats.
He is one of the greats. Hands down, I die on that hill. Yeah, he's one of the greats, man, hands down. What he's given, what he's accomplished, what he's dedicated to the business, man, hands down.
You know, I've always wanted to ask you this because here in Houston over the weekend, Bun B just celebrated the 30th anniversary of Riding Dirty. Him and
Uh-huh.
Pimp C's legendary album as a part of UGK. And you know, you obviously you've been doing music for so long. You know,
I'm
wrestling is
not riding dirty, Brad.
yeah, I know you're not riding dirty. I know
Okay,
you're not riding
okay.
dirty, but you're riding with Bun B at UGK. These are H-Town legends, right?
Legends.
But to me, that you know, obviously wrestling's a narrative. We're telling a story from bell to bell. We're trying to get from point A to point B and take you on a ride. And your music, especially hip hop, has always traditionally been the same thing. Even if you go back to Slick Rick the Ruler, it's not physical storytelling, but it is a story that is being told, right?
Right.
Throughout from point A to point B. Have you ever thought about like the connective tissue that you had from being an MC to also being a pro wrestler and how they kind of relate to one another?
Oh yes, man. getting into the business, Brad, Jack Crockett was the guy who made that link for me. I met him in a halfway house, and he was like, "Man, you're entertaining, and you have the aspects to be a professional wrestler." But I was a rap artist. I was a recording artist. I was a rapper before a wrestler. Um, he saw me and said, "You can connect the tissues, do all the things you do musically and bring them to the ring," which I done, man. And it's the same as when you hear, "Can you smell what the rock?" You know that, and that music that drives, that sets you up for what you're about to see. When you hear the glass break, dun 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 dun, 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 it's about to get crunk, right?
Yeah.
When you hear the dong, Undertaker's music puts you in that feel. So music, man, and wrestling, like you said before, we take you on that roller coaster. Music does the same thing, man. I think wrestling and music is just like a hand in glove. It's just I'm just the one that's sticking it inside of it. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, man. Well, people haven't ever seen it before here in Houston. They'll be able to see it November the 28th for Survivor Series at Dyken Park. And give them that code one more time, Truth, where they can get the kickoff, the tickets, the pre-sale.
At
What's
10 a.m. AM means at morning, y'all. 10 a.m. Promo code Hugh First. HOUFIRST. First. Go to Ticketmaster. Get them right now.
Get them right now before they're gone. This is going to be a sellout event. You want to be the first one to pick your tickets and pick your seats so you can see history be made at Survivor Series War Games 2026. Again, November 28th at Dyken Park. He is R-Truth, one of the greatest to ever do it. Truth, I appreciate you for joining us this morning.
I appreciate you for having me on, dog. For real.